Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be doing one of the most Pinterest popular Glowforge items that I've actually done quite a few times, but I don't know, just didn't do a video on it. So we're engraving these metal powder-coated flasks. You can get them from your favorite distributor. I enjoy getting mine from JDS Industries, JDS Sign Supply. And so this is a black powder coated flask that actually came in this beautiful rosewood gift box. And this will include shot glasses and a spout. Now it's in plastic right now. Now this comes in different versions. You don't have to get the fanciest one, but this is a fun thing that you can do for gifts. And you could even remove the lid, engrave the lid if you felt like doing that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the link to save up to $500 on a new machine. And so let's go ahead and show you how I did this. Alright guys, so I am in Silhouette Studio. Now I am doing a very simple initial engrave on this flask. So the file setup of this is very, very basic. This can easily be set up in whatever design program you use. I will not be using any special tricks. It's just like boring, okay? So really, really simple. I am going to use my text tool, so that's over on the left side here. I'm going to click on that. And then click in my workspace, and we are going to type our initial, which I think is JH. I honestly, I forgot the initial, but I've already set up this file in Glowforge, so we're going to say JH just for the heck of it, and maybe you'll be surprised. Alright, so I'm going to click right here and go to the right side for this text over on this side, and we are going to be using Book Antiqua. So you can see it's this nice classic look. It's got some slight differences from Times New Roman. I like using both those fonts for things like this, like Simple Engraves, Groomsmen Gifts, Flask for this instance. So whenever you do anything with text in Silhouette Studio, you do want to make sure that you weld it or convert it to path before you export it. The reason why is your design software actually pulls the font from a link on your computer. So you can't, like, so if you were to make something with a special font and give it to another computer, the other computer is going to try to link to that font within the software, and if it's not installed on there, then it'll default to like Arial or something like that. So whenever you're exporting, even if it is to a computer that does have the font, I always recommend converting it over just for that extra security. So I'm just going to click right here. I'm going to right click and weld. So you can see I have two separate squares right here because they're technically not attached. You can right click and either group or make compound path. I like to make a compound path. Really, that just means I'm combining it all into one big object. So if you're following along and you're doing this in Silhouette Studio, you just want to grab your text right here, go to File, Save Selection, and then save it to your hard drive. Now you want to make sure when you save it to choose SVG in the drop down to create an SVG file. So with that being said, we're going to load in my flask, and I'll show you how I set up, how to line it up, and the settings that I use in my Glowforge software for this flask set. Right, so here I am. Here is the box that my flask set came in. So I'm just going to take that little sheet off. It comes in this nice little bubble wrap. I'm going to save that bubble wrap because when I deliver these items, I'm going to put the bubble wrap just on here to keep it safe. Now this comes in a rosewood box. I ordered from JDS, and there are many options for this flask. You can get just the flask, you can get a leatherette box, you can even get just a normal paper box. Now this client did want a nicer presentation box, so we went with this one. I could even remove this lid if I wanted to and engrave the box itself. So you can see right in here, here are our items. They're all wrapped in plastic, and I do recommend keeping this in the plastic for as long as possible because the matte black can really show fingerprints and if there's any sort of grease on your hand. So because this is a little bit higher than a ½ inch, oops, I got my elbow, we are going to remove our crumb tray. So I'm just going to go ahead, slide this out, and just set it to the side right here. But our flask is also too short to put directly down on here. So don't forget, when you are engraving with Glowforge, your item needs to be between 2 inches and 1.5 inches from the bottom. 2 inches is your maximum clearance, and you need to have your item within a 1/2 inch of your laser. So you can choose however way you would like to prop it up. Many people have different methods. I use these 2 boards that I got from the Target dollar spot several years back. They kind of measure, I think they measure at like 3/4 of an inch. So whenever I'm using these, they almost always prop my item up exactly the height that I need. So I love using it. All right, so we are just engraving the flask for this. You can see I have my flask right here. I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. And I'm going to try to grab it just by the corners to be safe. And I'm going to unscrew the cap when it's engraving. I have heard that pressure builds up when you're engraving. I don't know 100% for sure, but I'm not willing to risk it. So I'm gonna lay this in, straighten it out as much as I can, and I'm gonna close up my machine and turn it on. So once this turns on, it's going to load. You'll see in your software, it's gonna scan. The initial startup takes a while. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see you in just a minute in my software as I line up my, my initial. Okay guys, so it was JN. I wasn't that far off, but it definitely wasn't what I put down. So this was an order I did for like 7 flasks, so I wanted to do the first 6 just to get it done, and then I'm doing this video to show you how I did it. So you can see there's my little flask in there, but don't forget your Glowforge has a fisheye lens. So I like to take the 3 dots and set my focus. So click set focus and grab it right in the middle. Now, there's more than one method to do this. I like to set my focus and do things one at a time. I know a lot of individuals like to make a jig and do multiples. Now for something like a flask, I don't want to do a jig. It makes me really nervous. Now I'm going to be working on a pencil order. That is a great thing for a jig, but the process is a little bit different. So we'll go through that in a future video, but as you can see, it's focusing and you can see it adjusted quite a bit. So I'm going to use actually a proof grade setting for this. I'm going to click right here and do the silver iPhone 7 setting they have in there. And now I can click on my monogram to the side, my initials, go to Engrave, and just a standard HD Engrave. Now if you're wondering, they have the speed at 1000 and precision power at 100 and 450 lines per inch. So now I'm just going to adjust this a tiny bit over. Oh, I don't know what just happened. That was weird. Okay, there it is. That was so weird, guys. So let's set the focus again. And we'll do our iPhone 7 settings and HD Engrave. So I'm going to use about the same settings. I'm going to let my my camera focus a little bit more. This should shift it just a little bit. And then we're just going to place it right in this corner here. All right, so we're going to bring this right here. Let's click off. All right, so now I'm going to bring my arrow down, bring it to the side. Kind of check like that. So what I'm looking for is the curve right here. I want it close to the curve, but not too close. I want a nice buffer area. So I'm really happy with that. Let's go ahead and print. And so this shouldn't take too long. I think it takes like 8 minutes if I remember correctly. And this is calculating the precision. Oh, I wasn't even close. It'll be 3 minutes. So I'll see you in the time lapse, and then I'll see you at the end as I show you the final product. Okay friends, so here is my engraved flask. This is a black powder coated flask from JDS. And I actually want to show you something. So if you look closely, it looks, I don't know, maybe a little bit foggy, like not the best. Sometimes you will have residue from your engraving. I'm just taking a little microfiber. Look at that, look at how shiny it is. Let me look at it in person. So you'll just take it. Look at that. So cute. So I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and close this up. Now again, this is going to be part of a fun set with the rosewood box. You could even engrave the box if you wanted to, but I really like this. So this is an awesome gift for Father's Day, for Christmas, for weddings, this is actually like a corporate gift. So a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with this. And this is from JDS, and sorry, that was loud. It comes in this set with the spout and shot glasses. And when I give this to the customer, I will take it out of the plastic. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed already, I'd really love if you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more uploads. And you can check out the link below. You can save up to $500 on a new Glowforge.